I'm like, oh no, it's a black screen. Hey everyone, it's so good to see you, to all the unstoppables of the world, to everyone who hangs out with me. For those of you who don't hang out with me, I want to invite you to hang out with me. My name is Mary Lou Rodriguez, and I am using Restream for the first time. So I'm going live in multiple places. So I am getting used to what it looks like. If you're on and I see that there are a few people on, say hello. I would love to see how this restream works. Yeah, so I'm excited to be here today. I do lots of lives, but typically I do lives inside of my Facebook communities. And I am here to really to just spread the word about how amazing our brains are. I'm going to say that again, how amazing our brains are. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mary Lou Rodriguez. I'm a brain training expert. I'm a certified international hypnosis instructor. I am a hypnotist and a proud hypnotist. I love what I do in the world. I love being able to serve and teach people how to train their brains to live their best effing, most unstoppable life. And so, if you're here, I would love, and I do see that there are a few people on, put in the chat, I am unstoppable. I want to see how this looks using Restream since it's a little bit of a different dashboard for me. So, I would love for you to put in the chat, I am unstoppable. Now, I would do it too, but I don't wanna screw anything up here. Yeah, I would love to know, and also, where are you from? Where are you watching me from? I'm curious. Are you watching me from Instagram, from Facebook? This restream goes into TikTok and LinkedIn. So this is my first time. I'm excited about it. Thank you for indulging me. And I'm here just to let's see. I'm here to talk about like not only how amazing our brains are, but what tools we can use to train our brain for not only success. I know I typically say success a lot, but really what I mean is you living your most amazing, authentic, aligned, limitless, unstoppable life. That really is what success means to me. And I want that for you. I want everyone to thrive. And so I'm not seeing anything pop up here. So I'm just going to go with the flow and continue to uh to talk. I do have some notes, but I'm going to do something really really bold today. I'm going to try to minimize of um the amount of times that I look down to look at my notes because I really want to train my brain that and my body that what comes through me is exactly what I'm supposed to say. Now, I love to be concise. I love to be clear. And so I love to take a lot of notes because I want to make sure that you're getting the most value from what I teach and when I share. But I realize that I have become a little bit reliant on my notes. So I do have some notes that I will be looking down at. But for the most part, I'm just going to show up here as my authentic self and I'm going to share what comes through me. And this really is about trust, trusting that I know enough, that I am enough. And the work that I have done to train my brain to trust is through hypnosis, everyone. So, yes, I love hypnosis. Yes, I think it's the most amazing tool that can really get fast, long lasting results if used correctly. And so I introduced myself and I have been doing some restructuring, some reorganizing in my life and in my business. And one of the things that I want to do more of is I want to teach the public, not just my groups, more about brain training and techniques that really work to train your brain to work for you. And so if you're If you haven't joined my Unstoppable Hypnosis community, I want to invite you to join my community. Now, this community is great for people who are curious, who are hypno curious, who would like to learn more. It's also great for people who may want to use hypnosis in their business. So, everyone is welcome. And I personally want to invite you to join. I will put the link here in the different chats. I'll figure out how to do that, or my team will, rather. If they're on, you'll figure it out. And thank you, by the way. Um, so I want to invite you to join me. And today I want to just talk about transformation and why quick fixes don't work. So I know that everyone, I want this too. When I decide that I want to change something, I want that change to happen like that. I want the change to be instant. And what I want to say is that transformation takes time. Why? Why does transformation take time? Because you are changing your brain. You are literally changing the inside of your beautiful brain, the structures that are in there, the pathways, the networks that are in there. And it takes time to create long lasting transformation. Now, it doesn't take a lot of time. Like you could have long lasting transformation within 5 to 6 sessions if you're set up correctly. If you know how to continue to use hypnosis and brain training tools correctly so that you can continue to have the changes that you want in your life. So, if you want to think differently, it takes time. If you want to feel differently, it takes time. And if you want to have different behaviors, aka habits in your life, it takes some time. One time is not enough. It's just not. One time is not going to create a new identity. One time is not going to create new habits in your life. It just will not. What one time will do with hypnosis is one time will help you feel differently. And same with coaching or healing or Reiki sessions. Yes, alignment can happen. Yes, you can feel better. Yes, those things can happen for you. But those things are beautiful. They're amazing. They feel good. And it doesn't and it doesn't change your brain completely. So, what do I mean by that? You can work with a coach and you can have an aha and you can feel good. You can be like, oh my gosh, I did not know that was my why. I did not understand. And it feels good chemically. So, what's happening in your brain is you're having an aha and awareness, and it feels good. And it's like, ooh, ah, but it doesn't last. It does not last. And if we were on Zoom right now, I'd be like, how many of you know that to be true? Raise your hands, everyone. It doesn't last. So, ahas and awarenesses and insights are absolutely amazing. And there's more work to do. And so, transformation can take time because we're changing your brain. Anytime you want to have any change in your life, we are changing the brain. It starts first with the brain. I know everybody wants to start with the feelings. That starts in the brain. I know everybody wants to start with the actions, the behaviors, but it's like going to the gym. How many of you have been to the gym one time? And yes, one time feels amazing, but is one time enough? And so, hypnosis, I'm speaking and teaching about hypnosis differently than what was taught to me. And I use hypnosis, it is backed in science. There's lots of peer-reviewed studies. I invite you to do your own research about what hypnosis is and what hypnosis is not, because we could spend a lot of time here talking about what it's not. But I wanted to share with you that it takes time because we're changing your brain, we're changing your subconscious mind. You've had that beautiful brain with you your entire life. And depending on how old you are, you've had your programming and your conditioning and your habits and your beliefs and and your stories that have been following you your entire life. And what are you telling yourself you can do? Or or let me reframe that. What are you telling yourself that you can't do? Because we are when you decide that you're ready to think differently or to feel differently or to act differently, we're changing that beautiful brain of yours. And so those years of conditioning, those years of programming, those years of stories, we're changing that. So it takes time. I know everybody goes, I've listened to hypnosis once and I still feel the same way. Now, and so I'm here to teach about not only how to use hypnosis correctly, but how to use hypnosis to change your brain. And so there was a study that was done by Alfred Barrios, and I am going to look at my notes because I want to make sure that the numbers are correct. And he gave the following recovery rates for people who were seeking help. So people who were seeking help sought out psychoanalysis, and there was 38% recovery after 600 sessions. Behavioral therapy, 72% after 22 sessions. Hypnosis, 93% after 6 sessions. Why is it so effective? Because we're getting right into your subconscious mind. And that is where the change work is happening. And so it works so well because we are in that beautiful subconscious mind of yours and we are accelerating neuroplasticity. So if you hear about people who say, hypnosis changed my life and it happened relatively quickly, and the results can be long lasting if you teach hypnosis correctly to your clients, which is what I do. I teach other hypnotists to be able to share how to use hypnosis correctly in their business or in their life with their own personal brain. So it works, it accelerates neuroplasticity. Why? Because when you're in hypnosis, you're in a state of deep focus and you're in a state of relaxation. And those are the two ingredients that are needed in order to accelerate neuroplasticity. So Dr. Andrew Huberman, who's a neuroscientist out of Stanford, talks about the efficacy of hypnosis. He's not a hypnotist, he practices hypnosis. He teaches about hypnosis because he understands what's happening in the brain with hypnosis. So here you are accelerating neuroplasticity, and what it feels like is rocket fuel. It feels pretty effing amazing. Hypnosis is a daily practice of mine. It is a non-negotiable. It is what I have been doing almost regularly. There was a time where I tested, I was experimenting on my own brain what just mindfulness practice without brain training, without doing hypnosis. And that's really how I refer to hypnosis, is we're training the brain. And so it works so amazing because what happens is that you're changing your brain, you're changing how you think, you're changing how you feel, you're changing your habits. And ultimately, what you're doing is you're creating a new identity, which is how you think and how you feel about yourself. It is powerful, absolutely powerful. But again, it's got to be used correctly. And so we create these new beliefs, we create new pathways in your brain, we teach your body how to get out of fight or flight. We are retraining that beautiful amygdala of yours to relax. Every single time you listen to a hypnosis audio, you are teaching your body to relax. Or if you're working with a hypnotist, you are teaching your body how to get out of fight or flight. And it's happening while multiple things are happening. And you're creating a new identity and new beliefs and new thoughts, because everything starts with the thought. I didn't understand that. I used to think that it started with the way that we feel. Yes, that's important. But the way that we think creates the way that we feel. And so when we are feeling a certain way, it's typically because of thoughts that are automated. You don't even know that they're happening. It's happening so fast and so quickly. It's because it's automated in your subconscious. It's just who you are and you don't even know it. This is why I love this work so much, because we get to look at what is it that you really believe, and then let's change that. by looking at your thoughts and your feelings and your stories. And what are you predominantly walking around with? What feelings are you predominantly walking around with? Are you walking around in anxiety? Because that used to be me. Are you walking around in stress? That's me too. Are you walking around feeling like you're not good enough? That was me. You don't know enough. That was me. And these are just stories that we tell ourselves. And yes, they're ultimately, some of them are beliefs. And what is a belief? A belief is a repeated thought and a repeated feeling. And a story backs up our beliefs. Now, I'm going into way too much information. So let me look down at my notes. It's good stuff. But so the benefits of hypnosis are that we can overcome our fears. We can overcome self sabotage. We can overcome perfectionism. I used to think that being my authentic self was not good enough in the world. And that is not true. And so I want to share with you that you can overcome phobias. You can overcome fear of public speaking. You can enhance your focus, your motivation, your confidence. I want you to feel unstoppable. I want you to have unstoppable confidence. That was one of my first audios that I ever wrote for myself. So I want to invite you to do your own research on the utility and the efficacy of hypnosis. It's so easy. You can just put it in Google, and there's tons of peer-reviewed studies. And so I wanted to share with you that the way that I found hypnosis is that today I am a sober woman, and there was a time though when I struggled with alcohol. And I struggled with alcohol for almost 15 years. And it pretty much ruined my life. And I was at the bottom, like the bottom where my family had stopped speaking to me. I couldn't work because I had to drink. Like, I was the type of alcoholic that had to drink, otherwise I'd go into withdrawals. And so I had tried everything, and what helped me was hypnosis. And the hypnotist that I went to go see in Hillsboro, Oregon, I I almost said I'll tell the story another time, but she I remember when she shared with me that alcohol was not my problem. And I was like, I almost fell out of my chair because alcohol had destroyed my life. I mean, I was almost living in my car with my French bulldog. And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Alcohol's not my problem." She said, "No, alcohol's not your problem. Your past is your problem. Your abuse that you had experienced is the problem. The trauma that I had happen to me in my life, those are the problems. And let's heal that." And so I did. I did. And hypnosis absolutely not only helped me stop the addiction, stop the behavior, but it also helped me to create an identity of loving myself. Even though I had hurt so many people in my past, I had hurt so many, I had disappointed so many people, but not more than I had disappointed myself. Because at that time, I believed that I grew up to be a drunk. And that is what I would say. So I want to share with you the power of hypnosis, how it can absolutely change your life. And I'm just so grateful to be able to teach others how to use the power of this tool, how to use it correctly. And I want the world to know how amazing hypnosis is. And so, if you are interested in learning more, I want to invite you to DM me. And I teach a program called HypnoThrive. And I teach others how to be badass hypnotists in the world, how to train the brain, how to create long lasting transformation, how to create consistent results, how to be the best at what they do, because our clients deserve that. You deserve that. So I think I did a pretty good job without looking at my notes. I did pretty good without looking at my notes. So my old story is that my alcoholism impacted my brain and impacted my memory. And it's only been recently through practicing Hypnosis, everybody. That I am and because I didn't wanna address it, like, it was like my memory seemed like the least of my worries compared to everything else I wanted to work on, and so now I'm at the point where I'm telling myself the new story that, my memory is amazing, and I don't need notes because guess what, everybody? I know enough. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and reach out with questions. I want to get to know you. I want to connect with you, and I want to invite you into my community or communities. So, the Unstoppable Hypnosis community, where we talk about this incredible tool. Okay, everyone. Bye, Unstoppables. Let's see if I can figure out how to end this live.